What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are unboxing the new Helix 7 Chirp GPS G3N, and as you guys know, I'm a Humminbird fan. This will be my third Helix on my boat. Big fan of the Helix, and we got the unit right here. Just got it in the mail, brand new. There's two reasons why I bought this exact unit, and I have two 9s on my boat and on my console, and I'm actually going to install this one in the back of my boat, so when I'm casting off the back I could mark waypoints, see different stuff clearer right next to me for mapping and just following contours as I'm casting. So, you know, the first reason why I bought this unit is the dual spectrum chirp on these Helix G3N units. And the dual spectrum chirp is going to do two things. It's going to give you a narrow cone so you can actually sharpshoot individual fish on your 2D sonar. 2D sonars came a long way. We've had chirp, now we got dual spectrum chirp. We got a narrow cone and a wide cone so we can mark individual fish, and this is going to be really good for jigging, guys. If you guys are vertical jiggers that jig underneath the boat, snap jigging rapalas for walleyes, jigging bondies and red October tubes for muskies, this is going to be the unit, guys, to be able to sharpshoot these individual fish with a narrow cone and get less clutter on your screen. You know, and the second reason I bought this unit is that it is networkable. The G3 units are not networkable. The G3N, the N stands for networkable. So I'm going to be networking this to my other units. I have a Humminbird G2N that I'm going to be networking this to along with my Generation 1 side imaging units, and this will get the mega imaging off that Humminbird Helix Mega Gen 2 unit. So I'm going to be able to have side imaging on here, down imaging, both in mega. This is a Chirp GPS unit, but it is capable of picking up your mega side imaging once networked together off your mega transducer. It's pretty much just taking a mirror image from your Helix Generation 2 mega unit and imaging that display right on here from that same transducer. So it's a really cool unit, guys. You can save a few bucks by just buying this unit without the mega if you already have a mega on the boat. Network them together and you'll be good to go. So let's get into this unboxing. Alright, guys, we're going to dive right here into this unboxing. First off, I'm going to open this baby up and put this knife somewhere where it's not going to cut my leather couch. And we're going to pull this right out of the box, guys. For the first time, go over it right here with you guys, and I'm going to let you know what exactly comes in this box. Box is empty. Put that on the side here. The first thing I'm seeing here is the instruction manual, warranty information, and with these units, it's best to warranty these online through the Humminbird site. They got track of everything you have Humminbird-wise, your serial numbers. If you ever have a problem, they got all the information. I would definitely register this thing online. The unit, let's pull this unit out. Unit is looking very nice. It is a little bit smaller than I would have thought, just because the Helix 9 units like I had before is actually in a 10-inch body. So this is a little bit smaller, and it does not come with a cover, a plastic cover like the 9, 10, and 12s do. I think you probably can buy these separate, the unit covers, just to protect the screen, but it's a good looking unit. You know, it's got all the connections on the back for the networking, everything you want to do. So that's the unit right there. Good looking unit, sharp, not very big. Let's put that back in there, see what else we got here. We actually got the bracket to mount on the back of your boat for the transducer. All the hardware for it should be good to go with mounting the hardware. The actual gimbal for the unit itself, and I am actually going to have a ram mount to mount this on there. So if you guys have a surface where you can just mount it flat on there to hold the unit inside there like that, you're only going to get tilting up and down off this unit. You can't really swivel it side by side in all different angles like you could with a ram mount. So I'm going to add a ram mount, and I'm also going to have an installation video after this, but this is the mount. You can mount this to your boat. You're only going to have up and down swivel capabilities. And there's not a whole lot in this box, guys. The only other thing I'm seeing in here is the actual transducer and the power cord. That's really all there is to it, guys. Small transducer. I don't know how they're getting such great capabilities out of the small transducer. I am not entirely sure if there's an upgrade for this unit itself, but I don't think so, like they do with the side imaging units where you can get a little bit higher quality with the HD puck. Humminbird is really good for having a policy where if you don't open this bracket and don't take this plastic off this transducer, you could exchange this for a different transducer. If you wanted to shoot through the hull, you can get one in exchange, and the price is fairly reasonable to take this puck, send it in, and have them exchange it for a different puck for your needs. So we got inside the box, we have the unit, the 7-inch unit, the gimbal mounts and hardware for mounting this Helix, the power cord and the transducer, and the book of instructions and paperwork for it. Alright guys, now that we got this unit out of the box and we went over some of the demo mode and just what this unit is capable of, we're going to turn this unit on here and we're just going to walk through some of the different stuff here. If you hit the menu button right here once, when you're in a full screen 2D sonar menu or screen, you hit the menu button once and it's actually going to have the sensitivity, contrast. You could up that sensitivity up to get more detail. If you're getting too much clutter, if you're near a lot of current, or there's some kind of bug hatch going on, then you can turn that sensitivity down a little bit and clear the screen up just a little bit. I like to leave mine right around 10 on my other units. And contrast, you can up that to get more detail and less detail. The less contrast, the more clutter you're going to have on your screen. So keep that contrast up a little bit higher, between 20 and 25. On to the next. It's got, you want to keep this lower range on auto. If you're having a hard time reaching the bottom because of bug hatch or any kind of turbulent current, you could actually set this to whatever range you're in. So if you're in 20 feet of water, you can set this to 25 and it'll have the screen on there instead of it jumping around. Chart speed is something that you want to keep set pretty close to the mile per hour that you're going on the boat. So if you're moving at about, 2.5, 3 mile an hour, I like to drop this to about 3 mile an hour, or 3, and that's going to be pretty good. Sonar color palettes, there's a lot of different sonar palettes. That's actually pretty cool there with the black screen behind. You can really see that really good. That'd be really good for night actually too. But here's some of the different color palettes. Actually has like just a black and white. That's actually pretty neat too. But these are some of the new color palettes on this Humminbird Helix 7 G3N. Almost like a down imaging style color. Pretty cool stuff. There's 19 different color palettes on there. I'm just going to leave mine on the 1. Now, if you want to get into your main menu, just exit out of there, hit the menu button twice. Twice will get you to the main menu where all your different settings are going to be. Now, you have your display spectrum. This is the dual spectrum transducer, and you can change this to full, wide, or narrow. The narrow is going to give you a smaller cone, being able to dial in on individual fish down there 20 foot below the boat. Wide is going to give you a wide cone. It's going to pick up more things around the boat. Full is going to be just your average transducer beam width going down. So that's the 2D or the dual spectrum. Switch fire, I like to have mine on clear mode. Clear mode actually gets rid of some of the clutter on the screen. You can see if you change this to max mode how much clutter you could have unless you're in really clear water and there's not a whole lot of stuff going on underneath the boat. You can have that on max mode, but I prefer to have it on clear mode. You can see how it clears up the screen, gives you less clutter. I like my fish ID off. You can turn it on, but you know, you can pretty much tell what fish is, and you don't want to get warned every time. So I like to keep mine off. Connected transducer is going to be your high wide chirp. That is the dual spectrum transducer. You got your navigation, your current tracks. You can erase current tracks. You can save current tracks. So if you were on a nice track and you guys were catching fish, you can go ahead and save that track. All you got to do is hit the right cursor arrow over. You can clear your current track. This is just all the navigation, different settings, your waypoints, different routes. You got waypoints, save tracks, has all that inside here. Your chart, you can have your different Unimap. You could have different shaded highlight, depth highlights, your Humminbird base maps. We're going to get more into this in just a minute, but these are some of the stuff that I like to keep mine on auto, just because if you don't have a chip in there, it'll show up your base maps. You put a chip in, and it'll go to your, all your different stuff there. Chart orientation, I like mine north up, just because you can move the boat around, and the screen is not going to keep turning on you. Getting in the Humminbird chart, you have your auto chart. Auto chart live, this is where you go in. If you want to turn on auto chart, you can turn on record on. That's going to record the bottom hardness, the vegetation, and 1 foot contour. Something really cool, guys, you can take advantage of when you don't have a map card, or if you're on a lake that they don't have map cards for. Your auto chart visibility, transparency, you can use transparency. You can have your auto chart live go over your already loaded map on there, so you guys can see a little bit of both there. Auto chart, great thing, guys. I'll get more into auto chart. I actually have other videos on auto chart. You can go ahead and go to my Slime Quest TV, take a look at my auto chart videos. I have some great videos on auto chart on these Helix units. Your setup, you want it in feet, unless you're somewhere where you're going in meters, feet, fathoms, meters. This is where you can restore your defaults. If you get this thing way out of whack and you're changing a lot of settings, I'm actually going to put this on Central Time. Daylight savings time is off, because there is going to be no more daylight savings time after this. Now, user mode. There's going to be something here that we can probably do a future video on, and I probably will, but it has angler mode and custom mode. I like mine on custom mode. It gives you more features and just a little bit more dynamic to what you can do on this unit. Views, you got everything pretty much visible. And then accessories, this is where it's going to show you all your different accessories. If you have 360 hooked up, your screenshots will be in here. Your Bluetooth phone, this is where you go in to see if you're connected to that. And that is pretty much it, guys. Now we're just going to hit this view button a couple times, just go through some of these screens. This is the 2D with with your stuff there on the left, your depth, your temp, and your speed. Go ahead and hit that once more. This is the 360 imaging, and that is something really cool that hasn't been available on the 7-inch units before, is this 360. And if you had a unit that was hooked up to Mega 360, this is going to be Mega 360 capable on this unit. Right here is Mega 360 and 2D. You got zoomed in from 8 foot down to 15 foot down, and then you have the whole water column right here. So you got, this is a 2x zoom. You got your regular map screen for your GPS. You can actually check some of this stuff out. Very cool. I'll show you guys a little bit more, detail about some of this stuff in a future video. We're just kind of going over this, getting it out of the box and all that today. But you could have your 2D sonar and the maps together on one screen, maps and your 360 imaging. This is actually your radar. If you had your radar hooked up and you'd already purchased the radar, that's going to show you storm fronts coming through. You can dodge storms. Pretty cool stuff, but that does come with a price. This is where you can view your screenshots. This is just a tachometer. If you have a newer boat, you can actually hook this thing up to your smart gauges on your boat, and it's going to show you a bunch of different stuff. More tachometers will show you RPMs, your fuel gauge, the temperature of your motor, smart gauges, and this is a full screen radar. And then we're back to, so that's pretty much all the different options. You know, I'm really liking this unit so far. This is going to do exactly what I want it to do out there in the water. And in the next video, we'll get out there in the boat and we'll get this thing networked up to my other units and show you how to network this unit to your other units and get the whole side imaging screen and down imaging screen off of the other Megas. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, guys. If you guys liked this video and found it informational, please, like the video, comment below, you guys. If you guys have questions about anything about this unit, ask some questions, guys. I normally answer questions. Anyone answer or, questions down below in the comments. I try to answer everything I can, guys. And please subscribe. Thank you, guys. And stay tuned for the next one.